Hello, 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 and welcome to 12th House Tarot. My name is Renee, and today we are going to be doing a pick-a-pile reading, a pick-a-card group, you know. So we have three groups, and this is going to be in regards to your inner child. So the inner child is that part of ourselves, and I guess you could say it's part of our shadow, aspects that we've suppressed and kept quiet because it wasn't really socially acceptable. And so the inner child gets silenced. And so we're going to delve deep to see what it is that your inner child is wanting to tell you right now. So the first group that we have is 222. I know they call them angel numbers, but they're just universal numbers in my opinion. But we have 222. I'm not saying angels don't exist. But and then we have 444 for group 2. And then we have 1111 for group 3. All right, go ahead and pause the video and meditate if you need to. I will have the timestamps down below, uh, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I do want to say a quick little prayer before we get started, though. Okay, Great Spirit, Universe, benevolent ancestors, and those who are leading us to the truth, integrity, the righteousness, and the good, I just pray for clarity on these answers. I pray that whatever the inner child, the shadow that's been suppressed needs to tell anybody, I pray that it gives clarity and insight in moving forward on our own hero's journey. And so it is. Let's get started with group 1 with 222. Okay, so if you chose 222, this is your inner child's message for you. Okay, and we're going to start off with the True Heart Tarot here. Figured it'd be good to give some descriptions on the cards that I use in case y'all want to go and buy them yourself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see what 222 inner child has to say for group 1. What does group 1 need to know? What is it that group 1's inner child? Queen of Cups in the reversal. Okay. Okay, so this automatically speaks about where the Queen of Cups in the upright is she's giving of her emotional intelligence to other people, but when it's in the reversal, this is really going within, uh, watering your own cup. So let me just tune in real quick. Yeah, this is about self-care and watering your own cup. Okay, what else does group 1's inner child want to tell them? The Magician in the reversal. I feel like you've been the type of person, maybe if you were growing up as a kid, you you may have had parents who were not grown themselves, if that makes sense. Like they were children having children, taking care of children. And so maybe you saw your parents struggling and you tried to take care of them, kind of thing. And so you kind of had to grow up fast. So you're kind of, I get the word codependency, uh, wanting to people please, wanting to make people happy. And it's gotten you into situations where you're giving your energy to other people, but not really looking to what it is that you need. And so you've created this foundation for yourself where you're not entirely satisfied, and it might leave you feeling kind of bitter sometimes. So your inner child wants you to take care of yourself, to bring that energy back to yourself because you've been depleting your energy giving it to other people. Okay, let's get one more card. What does group 1's inner child want them to know? That's a lot of cards. Let's see one more card. What does group 1's inner child want them to know? Oh, darn. Cards don't fail. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay, I'll get them all. Okay. So the universe was like, no, we're going to have all the cards. Okay. So we have the Five of Wands in the upright. Yeah, yeah, you've had a lot of internal and external conflicts with other people, and it's like everybody has their own truth. And the word that I'm getting is integrity. The chariot and the reversal, feeling out of control in the situation. Your inner child's been feeling kind of out of control. You might have this need to want to control other people, and that is a downside with being a empathic, sensitive person, is that in trying to help other people, it, we're actually trying to control how other people view us, and it kind of gives us a type of security. So when we try to control situations, it's really toxic because not only does it give us a pressure and anxiety to kind of live up to this impossible standard that we've made for ourselves, this is it's actually manipulation. This is a toxic type of manipulation trying to control, and you might end up getting attracted to people who try to control you. Is there another car down there? Dude, there are other cars down there. Hold up. I felt it with my feet. I was like, what is that? Okay. Golly, y'all got a message here, y'all. Okay. Okay, so after the chariot, we have the Three of Cups in the reversal. You can see that. So we have the Three of Cups in the reversal. This can talk about third party situations, toxic situations being with people who are out of alignment with you. And this is a need to go it alone, to step away from the crowd, step away from all of the loud chatter and what's going on. And we have the Tower in the reversal here. I don't know if you can see that. Been working on my setup over here. You know, if you looked at my other videos, you notice they're all different. But we have the Tower in the reversal here in the upright. It looks like this. But it's like trying to hold on to something that's not sustaining. And when it's in the reversal, this is an internal uh, shattering of a foundation. So your inner child wants you to detach from all the loud noise around you. Uh, get out of because okay, because we have the Five of Wands here. Five is the number of transition and change, and a lot of times the five, it can bring about uh, like really, like it's a change and it's difficult, and even though it's like a turmoil, it's gonna eventually move to smoother waters kind of thing. But you're needing to have an internal transformation to reassess what you've been holding on to on the inside, and to uproot the things that just don't serve you, which these toxic patterns of behaviors that we pick up in our childhood trying to save everybody, you can't save everybody. You can't people please. You can't control situations. The only thing that you can control is what you can do for yourself. Like this is really talking about bringing that energy back to you. Now, the number 222, two is the number of partnerships. It's also the number of spirituality and intuition. But 222 added together adds up to six. Six energy. I myself am a life path six. Six wants to nurture everyone. It wants to take care of people. It wants to be the one who goes around and says, "Hey, do you need something? Can I make you something to eat?" Like goes above and beyond kind of thing. Like you go be above and beyond to help people. But what ends up happening is it could cause this bitterness where you're not seeing other people do the same thing for you. It's like I did all this for you, and like you're not reciprocating. But it's because there's something about your intention that's not pure, and you need to your inner child say come back to that innocence, that purity, that pure intention. Yeah, do it out of love, but don't do it out of trying to control other people, is what I'm picking up. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reversal, which in the upright looks like this. Okay, so in the reversal, see, she's dressed in white in this picture. White is about purity. When I think of purity, I'm not just talking about religion purity. I'm talking about like your intentions, what you speak, your actions, reassessing the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Like why exactly are you going above and beyond for somebody, you know? So clothe yourself in that purity, know your true intentions, uproot things, uh, beliefs, and patterns that don't align with who you truly are. Uh, because the only thing that you can control is yourself. You can't control other people. And it might feel like it causes you a sense of security to know exactly like what's going to happen tomorrow. And it's almost like this might be the group that battles with anxiety. And it's like you want to keep everything in control because you've felt out of control in your childhood, kind of thing. You might have felt uprooted. And okay, I want to come back to the number six. Okay. So, as a life path six myself, where I go above and beyond for other people, something I recently realized actually this year is that I have to bring that back to myself and give that same love and nurture and balance within myself. Because whenever you come back to yourself and love yourself fully, it does balance the scales. Because the number six is three and three. It's supposed to be balanced. It doesn't need to be, uh, like let's say two and four. Does that make sense? Like that's out of balance. It needs to be like this. Like so it's like it needs to be a balance of the scales. Okay. All right. And let me see anything else I'm picking up with these cards. Yeah, your inner child is just telling you to check with your intentions. Uh because these are patterns that you picked up in your childhood because of your rocky foundation. And it felt like, well, if the only way I could control my sense of security is by making sure everybody's taken care of. But you need to take care of yourself first, okay? Also, do things that you like to do as a child, uh, and just any type of form of self-care to detach from a situation. That's really what I'm like, detach from the situation. That way you can go within and realize what it is that you actually want to create for yourself. Because otherwise, trying to control other people and uh, manipulating situations is just going to make you feel kind of anxious, is what I get. So start watering yourself, check your intentions, detach. Don't attach so harshly to other people because it'll just leave you heartbroken and you'll repeat patterns from your childhood. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and see which ones do I want to pick. I got different cards over here, so I'm like intuitively trying to see. Because I was going to pull from two different tarot decks, but you got like I was intentionally just gonna pull three, and you got let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven cards. So we're gonna just like get a sip of tea. So I should have said that in the beginning. This is gonna be tarot and tea time, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull from the numerology oracle here. I don't. Something's telling me I need to go. I was gonna pull from that, but something's telling me I need to go ahead and just pull the three cards that I was originally gonna pull from. This is the Muse Oracle, the Muse Tarot, and the imagery is very dreamy. That's why I chose it because I felt like children have that imaginative, dreamy imagery, and that's kind of the artwork on these tarot cards. So, what else does Group One need to know? What does Group One's inner child want them to know? What does Group One's inner child want them to know? Is there anything else? Justice. So you got the Justice card right here. Okay. This card speaks about karma, and there are two paths that we can take. We can either take the path of that toxic intention, or we can take the path of pure intention. That's this reading is all about intention. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Because it has a ripple effect. If it's out of a pure intention where you're detached and you're like, I cook a big meal for everybody because that's just what I love doing. If that's what you love doing, that's cool, you know. But don't go above and beyond if you're just trying to make, like, it's like you're trying to keep peace in an environment, but keep your peace. Don't scatter your peace about for other people who are not in peace, if that makes sense. But this picture, this imagery, the lady is shedding, like she's constantly shedding old ways of being. And I don't know if you can see it in this lighting because I know this is terrible lighting. But there's actually this light and it's like get to the core center. Get to the core center of your essence. Okay. Why did we get the Justice card? What else goes along with this story? What else? Oh, darn. Okay. Interesting. So we got the Muse of Emotions. And this is like the King of Cups. And you see this is a reflective imagery. These are very feminine energy cards, but it's like the King of Cups. But there's this imagery of reflection, and she's like watering herself on both sides. You know, what you put in comes out on the other side as well. And it's like no matter what's going on around all the waves, like what kind of waves are you trying to create in your reality? Oh, you know what else I'm picking up? This is a reflection of you and your inner child. There's this needing to line up with your core truth. And in doing so, like your wish is fulfilled. You are your own cup. And it's saying to rise above the noise, to rise above all the chaos that's going on around you. Okay, anything else I'm picking up with this card? Okay, so here's a message for you as well. If people only stay around you because of what you have to give to them, those are not your people. Uh, True people who are meant to be in your life, who actually unconditionally love you, they'll love you at your highest of highs and your lowest of lows. And this is also another message I'm getting. It's like somebody out there, it's like people expect you to be at 100 all the time. Or maybe you put that expectation on yourself. And your inner child is wanting you to pump the brakes. As you need to start watering yourself. Yeah, those people are not for you, is what I'm picking up. Those people that expect you to do everything all the time. You know, you need to have a break sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna get one more card from this deck. What else does group one need to know? What does their inner child want them to know? Be in control of yourself. Just be in control of yourself. That's the only thing that you can do. We have the Seven of Emotions. So this is like decision making, making decisions uh, about like what's true, what's not true. This goes back to the Tower in the reversal over here. Cut through the illusions, and it's like you're picking from the wheat from the shaft kind of thing, deciphering what stays and what goes. What mentalities do you want to carry forward, and what mentalities do you want to throw to the fire? Okay. Anything else I'm picking up? Uh, Something else I'm picking up. This is going back to other people not having your interest because I'm looking at this card and there's these fish and they're all dressed in different outfits. It's almost like there's somebody around you who might be like some sort of shapeshifter. It's like one day they're happy, the next day they're like pissed off. You might be in a relationship or something like that with a narcissist, or you're around somebody who's kind of narcissistic, And that's why you try to keep up this facade of control, trying to keep them happy kind of thing. Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get a sip of tea. This is turmeric. And the message on here actually says, one who brings happiness to others will find it. Huh, interesting. I hope I bring you happiness. Okay, we're going to pull from the numerology oracle. Okay. What else does the inner child want to tell group one? What other messages does group one need to know? What does group one need to know? What is the inner child or benevolent ancestors, great spirit, spirit team? What does group one need to know? What else does group one need to focus on? "44 environment." I haven't done 444 yet, but you might want to watch it if you feel only if you feel called to. Okay. But this is number 444 right here. 444. 4 is the number of foundation stability. It's like setting the solid foundations in the structure. And then 4 adds up to 8, which is karma. What goes up comes down, finances, leadership. But this card says environment. Can you see that? Okay. Environment. So this is about your environment. Uh, you might also be one of those people who, if their house is dirty or messy or cluttered, it has an effect on your mental stability. This is saying to be aware of that. Uh, focus on things like, okay, I'm getting kind of structure with routine is what I'm picking up. Something that I've said before in another video is there's this video that I watched on Jordan Peterson, and he talks about how if you just make your bed every day, like that's the one thing that you could control about yourself and your life. So that's something that I started doing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start making my bed every day, which I probably could have done a better job over here. But make your bed, and then after that you can look around and be like, well, after I make my bed, I could clean my room. And then after you clean your room, you're like, well, I can clean the whole house. And then it kind of has a ripple effect. So focus on the things that you can actually control. You can't control other people, but you can control your environment. You can control, like, make your house feel beautiful. Rearrange the furniture, things like that. That's gonna really help you to feel more stable within yourself. You might have some sort of Capricorn in your chart. uh, I have moon in Capricorn, so that's why when I talk about stability and wanting to have your environment comfortable, like I understand that. Like I feel anxious if my house is a mess. Like I'm like, oh God. Okay, let's get a couple more cards. What else does group one need to know? What else does group one need to know? Okay. Okay. Add these upside down. So we have pride, the number 19. 1 is the number of the self, the beginning point. Uh, it's like the spark of the fire kind of thing. But the 9 is actually quite opposite of 1. 9 is the number of completions, everything that we've learned up until this point, humanitarian. So there's this need to surrender your ego, your pride. This goes back to surrendering that control. Because there's an element of pride in the works, and this is something that you might not even be aware of. It's like, even though you're a sensitive, maybe an empathic type of person, the pride point, this is the shadow element. There's the shadow element where you want to hold on to the control. That's pride. That's pride to want to hold on to the control of what other people think of us, or trying to be in control of the situation. So this is saying to surrender, surrender pride. You know, and surrendering, people think that giving up is a bad thing, but actually, surrender is different than giving up, because giving up, it's like you're like, ah, forget about it, I'm done, you know. But to surrender is like you're laying your burden down. That's what I'm getting. It's time to lay that burden down. Okay, what else does group one need to know? What do they need to focus on? Ooh. Okay, so we have 57, teaching and learning. So you are a teacher. You go through hard experiences. That way you can actually instill wisdom on other people. Like I said, you might be an empathic person where it's like you were put on this earth and you went through so many trials growing up as a child, and maybe you had to grow up fast, but it's because it's like the path of the shaman, where we go through that trauma, the dark night of the soul, but then we learn what we learn. It's like we face ourselves, we face the darkness, and then we shine our light in the darkness and we become teachers for other people. 5 is the number of change and transition. Also, it's like change through difficulty. And then 7 is the number of the spiritual ritual, which you've probably, if you've watched my videos, I've talked about 7 because this number pops up a lot. But 7 is the ritual, it's the religious part of spirituality. It's like the routine, it's the prayer beads, it's the, you know, the mantra. So, teaching and learning, you went through those trials because you're meant to teach other people how to overcome the exact thing that you went through. And then right here we have relationship change. 5, like I said, is the number of transition and change, sometimes through the difficulties. And then 6 right here is love, nurturing, understanding, balance, beauty as well. But relationship change. There could be a dynamic of your relationship that will change whenever you do decide to set up boundaries with yourself and with other people. Oh, there's a bug in front of me. Sorry. I'm sorry. There was a bug right there. Scared me. I thought it was a mouse. Whoop. Back to center. Okay, but real talk. I think, okay, that bug startling me like that, I think that you're going to be like, something might surprise you and it might startle you. Like, am I even here? Is this what's happening? You know, ooh, that just shook me up a little bit, y'all. I need some tea. Give me some turmeric. Hello. Okay. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we have patience in the number 2. This has to deal with partnerships. So this is being patient with yourself and being patient with other people. Other people are not going to be on the same level as you or understanding as you. I do feel like you might be around people who just you don't see eye to eye. Like it's almost like y'all are polar opposites kind of thing. But be patient with your growth. Be patient with learning how to set boundaries for yourself and others. You know, also think about the inner child. You know, the child, we're patient with the child. You know, they learn how to ride a bike, and if they fall down, uh, do we yell at the kid? We're like, what's the matter with you? You know, fell off the bike. What are you, stupid or something? You know, we don't do that. You know, we're patient. And so like your inner child is wanting you to show patience for yourself, because like would you tell a kid that? Would you tell a kid you're stupid because you fell off a bike? No, you wouldn't. So be patient with yourself, because I mean, in essence, you are your inner child. Okay. Okay, anything else I'm picking up? I think that's all for those cards. I do have some Bob Ross cards. Did you see that? Little Bob Ross. Okay, let's see. And I figured this would be a good positive affirmation to kind of tell that, from the inner child, because when I was a kid, I used to go to sleep listening to Bob Ross on PBS. So let's see what Bob Ross has to say. What else does the inner child want to tell group one? What else does the inner child want to tell group one? I just heard stop. Telling me to stop? Okay. However you think it should be, that's exactly how it should be. So however you think it should be, that's exactly how it should be. So that goes back to, like, whenever we get on the path of setting the good intentions, it's like, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. Uh, the Surrender it, just let it go, because it will be what it is. And you're always led and you're always protected. But however you think it should be, that's how it should be. And then kind of thinking back to the environment, you know, even if like what you want to do is kind of unorthodox, that's how it should be. Do it because it's what you want to do, not because it's what other people want you to do. Okay, what else does the inner child want to tell group one? Right? Wow. Okay, this is a repeated message. This is literally almost exactly like that card I just read. Whatever makes you happy, you put it in your world. So whatever makes you happy, you put it in your world. Do whatever makes you happy. Do it because it's what you want to do, not because it's what so and so says you should do. Don't dress to impress. Okay, this one just flew out. It says use absolutely no pressure, just like an angel's wing. This card, when I read this one for the first time, I had an epiphany. Use absolutely no pressure, just like an angel's wing. It's like living with a feather heart. That's how you listen to yourself and your intuition. Like your inner child is it's like a feather. It's very light, and you just flow with it. That's how you listen to what it is that you truly want for yourself. It's real silent. It's so soft. It's like no pressure, literally no pressure. When you're putting pressure, you actually silence the inner child. You silence the shadow. And then you have the shadow projections where things just bubble up to the surface, and it's almost like the calm before the storm. But absolutely no pressure, just like an angel's wing. Just no pressure. Just surrender. Like take three deep breaths in and then take 5 breaths out. And you'll notice, like, just focus on your breathing if you're having anxiety. That's what I've started doing. Also with meditation. Uh, if I'm in a situation where I feel myself feeling kind of out of whack or impatient, like I get back to my breath. I just focus on my breath. Okay? And on the bottom of this deck we have, now then, let's wash the old brush. That's the fun part of this whole technique. Okay, shake off the excess and just beat the devil out of it. That's like my favorite quote. So, yeah, we take the old, take what is, and we it's like sifting out what don't serve anymore. Just shake out those mentalities, and you're always safe to start again. Okay, anything else I'm picking up for you guys? Oh, some angel numbers I see over here. There's 4-4, so that's definitely a message for somebody out there who, if you feel called to look at group 2, look at it. And we have 10-10, which that is usually about embarking on a new chapter. And 8-8, which is 8 is the number of abundance, and so doubled. Yeah, those are some angel numbers that I see here for you guys. Okay, if you liked that, please like, share, subscribe, and I really hope it found you blessed. I'm gonna have to kill that bug. uh, yeah. Do your thing, boo boo. There it is. So if you like it, like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna go move on to group 2 with 444. Okay? So if you're like watching all the way through, which I do have timestamps below, uh, there's a bug flying around in my room right now. And so if you see me swatting, because that's what I was doing moments ago, it was crazy. Okay, get these shuffled. Oh, my tea is cold. Okay, get these shuffled. Hold on, I'm about to kill this bug. And that is the power of the fly swatter. Whoop. Okay, I done killed it. It was some fun bug. Okay, focus power, Renee. Got my ADD kicking in. Okay, let's get these shuffled real quick. This is for group 2. So group 2 with 444. They say that the angels, guardians, whatever label you want to put it, are close beside you. So if you're going through a trial, what I'm sensing is that you're not alone in this, even if you feel like you're alone. Okay. So if you chose 444, this is your message. We are going to pull from the Featherheart Tarot. Okay. What is it that group 2, I did say group 2, yeah, group 2 with 444 needs to know? What is it that their inner child wants them to know? What does group 2's inner child want them to know? Be aware of. Okay, so first card we have is the Nine of Wands in the upright. It's like you've put, it's this exhaustion, but it's like you're right there, you've been putting all the work. It's the number 9, everything up until this very moment. I mean, you put in a lot of work. Okay, let's just get some more clarity. Let's see what else comes up. Okay. We have the Eight of Cups. So this is walking away. So you put in a lot of work towards something, but you decide to walk away. And then we have the Tower in the upright. Transition and change, uprooting things that don't serve. But this is like outwardly. While the reversal tower is an internal, this is outward. You surrendered something. You decided to let something go because you feel like there's something better for you. It's a major shift, major changes. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor, the upright. This is realizing your authority with yourself, with others around you, your inner authority. Complete trust with yourself, with the masculine and feminine also is what I'm picking up. It's also Aries energy. But let me see. What is it the inner child wants to tell group 2 with 444? 4 is the number of structure and stability. 4 plus 4, which is 8, plus 4 is 12, which 12 breaks down to 3. Okay. Let me just meditate real quick. I think there's something that like your inner child is telling you there's something that doesn't serve you anymore. It's like you've been there, done that. It's like your inner child is beckoning you to explore what it is that you've you've always wanted for yourself. And even if it means to it go to Saturn kind of thing, like even if it means that it's out of this world, it's off of this planet, and it's gonna cause like there's this major changes happening with you, something abrupt, and it's like you intuitively know that this is something that you have to do. And I feel like there is this is just an example. It's a feeling that I have. It's like whenever you're putting in the 9 to 5 at a job that you just hate it. You just hate it. You're like, but my life kind of thing, you know. Excuse my French. But it's like you're not satisfied. It's like I'm tired. And your inner child is saying, like, this is not what I want. This ain't what I want. I want to get some clarifiers though. This is from the Muse Tarot. We're going to go ahead and get some clarifiers. Please clarify the Nine of Wands. Why did the Nine of Wands pop up for group 2? What is their inner child trying to tell them? This song that just popped in my head is that Shake It Off song by Florence and the Machine. It's always darkest before the dawn. Okay, you're at a fork in the road, is what it is. We have the Two of Voices. It's like, you know, this is a decision that hasn't been made yet. It's something that you've been pondering for a while. And you feel like you're at this fork in the road because the Nine of Wands, 9 represents like everything up until this very moment. And it's like something has to change. There's something about your foundation that needs to change because it doesn't serve you anymore. It's not who you are anymore. Or maybe it never really was you. And it's like you're stuck at a fork in the road. Do I keep going down the same path with the Nine of Wands where I've been putting all this effort and energy into? Or do I decide to abruptly make a new decision and new a new life? Or uh, if it's jobs, it's like, do I stay at this job or do I decide to uh, go after something that I actually want for myself? Even if it's out of this planet, it seems kind of crazy and unrealistic, you know? Dreamweaver just popped in my head. Okay, let me go ahead and clarify the Eight of Cups. Why did the Eight of Cups pop up for group 2? What is the inner child trying to tell group 2? Please clarify the Eight of Cups. Ooh, okay. Okay. Some of y'all are awakening to your truth because when I look back to the Two of Voices over here with the Nine of Wands, you're deciphering a truth. And with the Eight of Cups here, clarified by awakening, you have this calling. I feel like you're being called somewhere. You're being called outside of your norm. It's like feet on the ground, head in the clouds. It's like your inner child is and was a dreamer, and it's like you forgot how to dream. It's like you fell under the pressure of security and safety. Of course, yes, we do need security and safety, but there has to be a balance, you know. It doesn't necessarily mean like, let's say I just feel I, I feel job related. It's like what's popping up. It could be relational, you know, it very well could be relational. But like it's time to start dreaming again. It's like there's something calling you and it's beckoning. Like your inner child is like beckoning. It's like, what is it? What it's powerful. You feel like there's more to life than this. Okay. Please clarify the tower. Why did the tower pop up for group 2? Why did the tower pop up for group 2? when I'm looking at the 444 over here, remember what I said about transitions in the beginning? If you're going through a transition, this is also saying that you're protected. It's like you're at the edge of a cliff and you want to jump, but you're scared to jump because you don't see anything. It's like foggy. It's all this fog. You're like, if I jump, what if I just hit the bottom and I die? And this is saying you're not going to fall and die. Like there's a stability you can't see. There's something down there that you can't see, and it's gonna. Wow, like I'm getting goosebumps. Have faith. Have faith in that you're supported. Have faith in God that you're supported as you make a transition to something that you feel called to. Please clarify the tower. Why did the tower come up? What is this in regards to? Why is the tower here for group 2? What is group 2's inner child trying to tell them with the tower card? Like I was just saying, that's so crazy. Oh wow, okay. So we have the 6 of voices here. This is exactly what I was just saying just now. This is the muse. This is representing the higher power, God force, God, universe. And see, this is after a hard time of heartache and pain. The 6 of voices is going over to calmer waters. And look at this imagery. What was I just freaking saying? It's like you're at the edge of a cliff and you decide to jump, but you're scared because look at all this. You see these pointy things right here? But this is saying that you are protected as you make these transitions. You are divinely protected. Like there is something calling you. It's time to go forward. You are safe. You are in the palm of God's hand. Have faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in God as you transition. Like your inner child wants you to have that childlike faith that maybe you had as a kid. Maybe you had a childlike faith when you were a child, and it was something that was taken away from you because of all of life's happenings. But your inner child is here to tell you that it's still there. It's very small. It's the size of a mustard seed. It's there, but it has the power to move mountains. And you have the power to climb mountains and to jump over the cliff and to reach to calmer waters, to reach to where you're being called to. And on the bottom of this deck, we have the Hermit. And so you are taking a journey going within. Also, shadow work also is what I'm picking up. Have some turmeric tea over here. Yeah, this is saying you are divinely protected as you make these transitions. Uh, it's like your heart chakra energy is what I'm picking up. It's like your heart, there's something that your heart wants, and it's like you haven't trusted it, and you're like in between making a decision and trusting and not trusting, but you need to trust it. Your heart won't lie to you. Illusion will lie to you, but what's deep in your heart, that thing that you feel called towards, that makes you just get goosebumps and happy, or whatever it is, like it's meant for you. And after this tower moment, after this revelation, like you're completely protected as you transition. That's very beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna get some numerology oracles over here. What else does group 2 need to know? What else does group 2 need to know? I think intuitively you know that you need to make this transition. You're just scared if it's going to be realistic. You cannot make this up. So we have 5, the number of change. It literally says change. 5 is also the number of expansion, exploration, travel. But it's time to make the changes. It's time to make the changes. Your inner child is saying, Yes, yes, you're right. You're right on the target. Like, don't second guess yourself. Make the necessary changes that you're feeling called to make. Okay. What else does group 2 need to know? What does group 2's inner child want them to know? It's time to have that childlike faith and to make a leap of faith. This is a leap of faith. And this is serious. This is true. This is true. This is truth is truth is truth. And this is your truth. Okay? We got financial discipline. Okay? 4 and 8. 4 is the number of structure and stability. 8 is the number of finances. It's also the number of karma. What goes up comes down. So what we put out comes in. What we put in comes out. So this is talking about, okay, what I'm also feeling, if, let's say you have like a dream, for example, but you have a job and you have responsibilities. It's start putting money back towards what it is that you want for yourself. It's time to start focusing on saving, not only just saving just to save, but make your savings intentional. Put intention behind what you're saving for. Because we can go through life, in the mundane world, and it's like, yeah, I'm saving money, I'm doing the adult thing. But it's like, if there's not an intention behind it, it'll make your life feel like there's something missing and it's depleted. So make your financial discipline intentional. Why are you being disciplined in your finances? Like, have an intention behind it. Why am I financially disciplined? It's because I'm saving up for my dream, whatever that may be. And also, this is also a message for those people who are out there who are spending money that they don't have. The universe is telling you, your inner child is telling you, get your shit together. It's time to get financially disciplined. Start getting more intentional. Like, why are you doing the things that you do? Okay, what else does group 2's inner child want to tell them? Okay, middle. Sorry. Okay, we got the card of abundance. So this is saying as you make these changes and then you get financially disciplined, more intentional with your finances, it's going to lead to abundance. 8 is the number of abundance. It's the number of money. Like I said, karma, what we put out there comes back to us. This is going back, being more intentional. Be intentional with your finances. Also, abundance. This is also talking about looking at the resources that you currently have, because you might have more resources than you actually realize. It's like it's time to look around to see what you can utilize right now. Also, using the abundance of resources, the skills that God already blessed us with. Because what just popped in my head, something I've always said was, God could take a little bit. He could take the smallest amount and do big works. So God works his best miracles whenever he has limited resources. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true because I've seen it. You know, I grew up in very traumatic situations and I saw God work miracles. Here's a quick story for you guys, and I hope this is encouraging. So, when I was little, I was living in Grand Prairie, Texas, and my mom, I can't remember if she was working or if she was laid off, but we didn't have a lot of money at the time. And we were going to this church, and they were giving around an offering, and they were saying, uh, we have somebody in the church who really needs some money right now. They're really desperate. They really need money, and this is going to be an offering for that person. And my mom thought, wow, like they must be doing worse off than I am because they have the church trying to give them money. And so she had only $5 to her name in her wallet, and she took the $5 and she was like, okay, like I'm just gonna. They need it more than I do, obviously. And at the end of that service, the pastor's wife came up to my mom and had a big envelope full of all that money and gave it to my mom and said, "Here, this is for you. You go get those baby school supplies and whatever else your kids need." Because school was about to start. We didn't have enough money to get school supplies or to get, like just things for school, like new clothes and stuff like that. And just talking about that gives me chills. And that just, like, it goes to show God will take a little bit and he'll expand it and make it, like, it's just beautiful. I really hope that story inspired you in some way because that's a real story that really happened to me. I was in like third grade. I was like back in 2003. Okay. Oh, and on the bottom of the deck, yeah, you are definitely going through transitions. So we have new beginnings. Whatever it is that you're thinking about deciding on doing with your life, whatever it is, it's a new beginning. Ooh, sorry, a little burpee over here. Yeah, you're about to transition. Like you've dealt with endings and you're about to transition into a new cycle. And it's time to trust the changes that are happening. Okay, let's go ahead and get some Bob Ross cards over here. No Bob Ross cards. All right, what is Group Two's inner child want them to know? What advice can Group Two need? My nose is stuffed up. It's late at night. It's like 11:30 at night right now. I just had this energy to do this and okay. What does Group Two's inner child want them to know? Here we go. Anything we don't like, we'll turn it into a happy little tree or something. So anything we don't like, we can turn it into a happy little tree or something. So if you don't like something, make the change. This is a group of transition and change. It's time to change things up. If you don't like the way things are looking, change it. Okay, what else does Group Two's inner child want them to know? What else does Group Two's inner child want them to know? What else? Oh, okay. Every day is a good day when you paint. So every day is a good day when you paint, which I am an artist myself. You see my artwork back there. Hi. So every day is a good day whenever you put your energy towards what it is that makes you joyful. Whatever it is that you actually want to do with your life, whatever the whole circumstances. Do things that make your heart happy. Okay. Then what else does Group Two's inner child want them to know? And the more that you paint, the more that you're able to visualize. So I'm getting the imagery back to the Six of Voices over here. I don't know if you can see that. With the Six of Voices, it's that leap of faith, like I said in the beginning, whenever you're at the edge of a cliff and you're scared to jump. It's like the more that you put your energy towards what it is you want for yourself, whether it's like setting your intentions, doing affirmations, creating a vision board, things like that, like these little steps that you're taking, just the little steps, they'll all add up to the big picture. So just have faith that whenever you take that leap of faith, you're not going to fall on your ass, uh, you'll be caught. It's time, just have faith. It's time to have faith. And on the bottom it says, "Isn't that fantastic? I knew you could do it." See? So whenever you jump, God's gonna be like, "See what I say? What I say? You gonna be all right." All right. And that is Group Two's reading. I really hope that you liked that. If you liked this, please like, share, and subscribe. I really hope that this gave you clarity. Start listening to your inner child, whatever it is that you want to go for. Just go do it. All right. Love you guys. And on to Group 3 with 1111. 1111. Make a wish. Make a wish. Okay. Go ahead and get these shuffled real quick. Mm-hmm. 1111. I recently purchased a hat that has 1111. When I think of the numbers 1111, I think of alignment. So if you chose 1111, or if you've been seeing 1111, that's the universe telling you it's time to get into alignment. You might be out of alignment. Or if you are currently, you feel like you're in alignment. It's like, when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. We can never surrender enough. It's like surrender is a constant process. It's like we never arrive. Like we're constantly learning and embarking. Like I'm a completely different person this year than I was last year. And I'm a completely different person today than I was yesterday. So we're constantly changing. You know, we've never just arrived. Okay. Get these shuffled real quick. I'm almost done. Okay. Get a sip of my turmeric tea. Okay. So if you chose 1111, this is your reading. 1111, make a wish. That's what I used to say that when I was in high school. And that was before I even knew about like what angel numbers were and stuff. Like I would see 911, I'd see 444, 1111, and I didn't know what any of that meant. I was like, oh, I keep seeing that number. But let's go ahead and get into your reading. What is Group Three's inner child want them to know with 1111? What is Group Three's inner child want them to know with 1111? What is Group Three's inner child want them to know with 1111? Oh, this one wants to come out. So we have Nine of Swords. These are inner anxieties that keep us up at night. And if you see the imagery, it's like there's these worms in this person's brain, and they're surrounded by darkness. And 9 is the number of endings. And these are worries that they're anxiety. It's all in your head. Okay, let's get some more cards. What else does Group Three's inner child want them to know? The number 9 is everything that we've learned up until this very moment. It's about transitions and endings, shedding of old skins. Okay. Okay. Then we have the Eight of Wands right here. And then we have the Four of Swords, but in the reversal. So let me go ahead and just meditate real quick on this energy. Real quick. There's this need to regroup and think before you speak. Your inner child is beckoning you right now to go within. You might be feeling kind of restless. It's like there's so much going on mentally and you need to recuperate. But you want to go forward and take action. Okay, the Queen of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Hope you can see that. But Queen of Swords, she don't take no shit. She cuts straight through the bullshit, and that's kind of what your inner child's wanting you to know. It's you got all these false truths that are, it's like you have all these false truths in your subconscious mind, and it's like you're on this journey and you're just like picking things up even if it's not really right for you. It's like somebody told you, these are examples, like somebody told you, let's say that you're fat, And so like you develop an eating disorder kind of thing. And it's like it's like you've become like a magnet to what other people have said about you or what other people think about you. And it subconsciously left you with an anxiety where it's almost like there's your inner child on the inside, and on the outside, it's like this gob of heavy weight. But it's like you keep pushing forward, but it's like you're going forward with all that weight and momentum of other people's ideas of what your life should look like, or what their truth is embedded onto you. It's like you've picked up people's truths that actually are not your truth. And the Queen of Swords at the bottom of this deck is saying, uh, oh, and then we have the Four of Cups right there next to it. We have 4-4 right here. That's been popping up a couple of times, but this is saying you need to get grounded in yourself and to decipher what's actually your truth and what's the truths that you've been picking up from other people that are not your truths. Because you keep wanting to go forward, but it's like you need to take some time to get stable within yourself. Okay, I want to get some clarifiers. This is for, so this deck that I just pulled from was the, uh, uh, I'll have it in the description. I'm having a brain fart. But this is the Muse Tarot, and I'm going to go ahead and clarify. Why did the Nine of Swords pop up for group 3? Justice, okay. So we got the Justice card. Let me see. If you've, there's this, if something's been keeping you up at night, that's been worrying you, just know that the scales will be balanced. It's like the scales need to be balanced. Getting to the truth of the matter, it's, it's like in one ear, out the other, and you're picking up on other people's crap. Yeah, your inner child is really beckoning you to, wow, okay. So we actually got 2 cards pop out just now for the Eight of Wands. We got the Nine of Materials. This is like being open to receiving blessings, being open to receiving like the truth of who you are. Uh, it's a complete surrender and trust that you'll be provided for. And I usually don't read these in their, was this in the reversal? No, I guess it was. No, I don't read these in the reversal. But we have the Four of Emotions right here. And it's like this feeling of not emotionally satisfied. Let me tune in real quick, see what your inner child is wanting you to say. Or wanting you to say. That's funny because it's you. What is your inner child wanting you to say? Oh, your inner child wants you to know that you are good enough. It's like, I have something to say. I have something of value. It's like you've been emotionally unsatisfied because you didn't realize that you're actually the cup. Because you see this card right here. She's, I don't know if you can see the imagery with this lighting, but there's these cups and she's looking and they're not satisfying her. But what she doesn't realize is that she is actually the cup. I feel like maybe when you were a kid, you were a fireball. Maybe you just had like so much passion and energy, and then as you got older, it's like something dimmed your light. Like something just dimmed your light. Oh, it's like it's so heavy. Oh, I almost want to cry, y'all. That's how it feels. It feels like something dimmed your light. But your inner child is like, it's wanting to stretch again and be like, I I am beautiful. What I'm getting for you is time to start telling yourself these truths, like what your real truth is. Like say, I am beautiful. I am abundant. I am worthy. I am completely worthy of love because I give that love to myself. Please clarify the Four of Swords in the reversal. Why did the Four of Swords pop up in the reversal? Your inner child wants you to know that you're worthy. Please clarify the Four of Swords. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have the Nine of Voices. It's like the Nine of Swords. You got the Nine of Swords twice in this reading. It popped up in the reversal. I don't usually read these in the reversal, but I'm just going to go ahead and read this one because that's what I feel. So this was listening to those negative self-talks, those things like you're laying in bed and, maybe thoughts of the past or uh, past traumas or situations maybe that were not of your highest good that you put yourself through. Just these toxic memories and ideas that just go in your head. And it came up in the reversal. So this is saying your inner child wants you to surrender, to detach, to go within, to just to shed that skin, to shed that heaviness that's weighed down on your inner child. Your inner child is on this justice card. There's this little light right here. I saw it just popped up right here. Is this little light of mine? I'm gonna let it shine. That song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And then we have the priestess or the high priestess. This is it's like your inner child is wise. You might have been told when you were a kid, you just seem like you're wise beyond your years. That's because you are your inner child. Like you've always just naturally known things, if you know what I'm saying. Like you just naturally knew. And you lost that along the way because of the things that you went through. And your inner child wants you to realize how special you actually are. On the bottom of this deck, we have the Ace of Materials. I don't know if you can see that. But this talks about, well, I always go with this card. I see a stick and it reminds me of the talking stick. It's like your inner child's like, I have the floor right now, and I'm gonna say what I need to say. I'm gonna tell myself the truth of who I actually am. And I'm no longer gonna listen to those toxic thoughts of voices of people who made me feel less than. It's a time to surrender that, to no longer feel that way anymore. But it's like the talking stick, and with the Ace of Materials, this is a new seed of opportunity to come into alignment with your truth and to no longer feel like your cup is depleted or like you've wasted your cup on people who just didn't serve you. It's time to retreat, to go within, get grounded within yourself, okay? To get to your truth, your inner core truth belief that you're beautiful. Whether you're a guy or a girl, you're handsome, you're beautiful, you know what I'm saying? That's so sweet. Your inner child is really sweet. It's a really sweet energy. And if you've built up walls to people because your sweetness was taken advantage of, your inner child wants you to surrender those walls and to breathe. It just wants to breathe. It's like I could be who I am without other people telling me who I am. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get some numerology oracle cards. What does group three's inner child want them to realize, to know? What does group three's inner child want them to know? What does group three's inner child want them to know? It's like your inner child wants you to know like you're a king or you're a queen. Start like lift your head up, like realize how amazing you are, like what you have to offer. Okay, compassion. 99 is the number of humanitarianism. It's also the number of endings. Everything we've learned up until this point. Some of y'all, yeah, we have a lot of nines. This is all about shedding of that skin. Compassion. Have compassion with yourself. Your inner child wants you to be compassionate with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. I think it was group one I was talking to about this, but it's like if a child was learning how to do something and they messed up, let's say like riding a bike and they fell off the bike, you wouldn't yell at the child and tell the child that it was stupid. You'd be like, okay, come on, get up, try again. You know, dust off that dirt. It's okay. Let's go put a band-aid on your scrape, you know, like self-care, compassion. Y'all need to be more compassionate with yourselves. What is group three's inner child want them to know? What does group three's inner child want them to know? Health. Health. Focus on your health. 7 is the number of routine, spiritual routine. It's the ritual, it's the religious aspect of spirituality. And 1 is the self, the beginning point. So this is in regards to your health. It could be your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. Get out of your head and into your body, whether it be like yoga or dancing or like belly dancing, anything to just get you out of that mental fog and into your body and to like really just feel into your body. Getting the word sensuality, like getting more in touch with that feminine aspect. I'd definitely recommend like belly dancing or something like that, just to make you feel more confident in your skin, you know, just like let go and let flow kind of thing. Okay, so what else does group three's inner child want them to know? What is group three's inner? Okay. We got individuality, and how ironic, it's 1111 and there's 11 right there. So this is saying, oh, 11 is also, not only is 1 the number of the beginning points, uh, the newness, the start, but 11 is all about spirituality. It's the essence of spirituality. But we have individuality. It's time to embrace your truth. It's a time to embrace your individuality, what makes you unique. All those weird things about yourself are actually what the world needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over here following my passion with the oracle and the tarot cards. You know why? Because that's just that, like, it's a passion of mine. I'm already an intuitive and I like to read the symbols and everything like that. And I got a stuffy nose. I know you hear it when I talk. I always get told, like, oh, you must have a cold. I'm like, no, my nose is just always stuffy, you know. But I'm not letting that stop me. You know, don't let those weird things about you stop you from pursuing what you want for yourself. It's time to embrace that weird individuality. Uh, it's like, this is who I am, and I'm beautiful the way that God made me. And on the bottom of the deck, we have abundance, 88. 8 is the number of finances. It's the number of abundance. It's a number of karma. What we put out there comes back to us. And this is the card of abundance. So whenever you start to have compassion for yourself, start focusing on your mental, your spiritual, your physical health, things that help to fill your own cup. It'll help you to start realizing who you are in your individuality and your core truth, releasing those false truths that are not who you are, and it'll lead to feeling more abundant with your life. Like, you'll realize I'm blessed beyond measures. Like, I have all of these blessings of abundance in my life, You'll start counting your blessings more instead of looking over the field and looking at somebody else's grass like, oh, their grass was a little greener. Oh, they got the little flowers over there. It's time to start tending to your own grass. Start planting your own flowers. Okay, then we're gonna get some Bob Ross uh, little cards here, affirmations. What does Group Three's inner child want them to know? Oh, got two here. If I paint something I don't want, I don't have. Oh, hold on. If I paint something, I always mess this up because the comma right there. If I paint something, I don't want to have to explain what it is. It's like, don't explain yourself to nobody, boo. Just do you. Be the individual you are. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody. Okay? And it said, oh, I'm also like with your confidence, like don't people please. Is what I'm getting. Like, don't be people pleasing. That's what your inner child is trying to tell you. It's time to stop trying to, ooh, it's like, I don't want to rock the boat, kind of thing. Uh, yeah, just do you. You don't have to explain anything. Okay, this one says, you can move mountains, rivers, trees. You can determine what your world is like. So you can move mountains, rivers, and trees. You get to determine what your world is going to be like. It goes back to that individuality. Okay. And last but not least, what is one more message Group Three's inner child wants them to know? These two will pop out. Okay, this one says, did you ever think you could just take a... Hold on, I butchered it. Did you ever think you could just take a great big old brush and make all these beautiful little trees? You really can. So it's saying like, even with what, it's like if you feel like you were dealt a bad hand in life in some way, it's like you can still create something very beautiful with it. God can take nothing and turn it into something. So it's time, like your inner child wants you to have that faith. Now then, let's wash the old brush. That's the fun part of this whole technique. Okay, shake off the excess and just beat the devil out of it. So your inner child wants you to beat the devil out of the bullshit kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, take that old brush and just beat the devil out of it. Take nothing and turn it into something. Like, just release that old burden of what people think about you. Uh, and also, if you're stressing out about something in your life, just know that scales are going to get balanced. Realize that you're your own cup and you're worthy. And at the bottom of the deck, it says, anytime you learn, you gain. So anytime you learn, you gain. So even if you have mistakes in life or anything like that, this is saying that you learned something. And anytime you learn, you gain something. Okay. And I think that's all I have for you guys. If you liked that, please like, share, subscribe. I really hope that this gave you some insight to what your inner child was trying to tell you this whole time. Uh, let's see. Okay, I'm looking at the angel numbers I'm seeing here. We have 5555, so you're going through changes right now. And then we have 88, which, let's see, yeah. You have 88 twice on here. So maybe look up that angel number. I'll give you some clues. 8 is a number of karma. It's a number of finances, abundance, leadership. But go do your own research. But that's all I have for you guys. So I hope you liked it, and please like, share, and subscribe if you did. And I hope it found you blessed. Y'all have a blessed one. Bye bye.